everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starting 11 here on the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Snark. I think we're both happy after this past weekend.
Happy? Is that a word for it? Yes, yes, of course. Extremely happy. It was a good Saturday. Good Saturday for me. We'll say that.
Yeah, it was a pretty good Saturday for me too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started. Where should we start?
Well, we're gonna start with the first match of the week. Now, it's Newcastle and City getting the early start. I'm sure they raised the fuss that they had to play the early one because they raised the fuss about everything City. Now, life with them officially beginning without Rodri because he had surgery on his ACL, which he ruptured a bunch of things in, and also the meniscus, which doesn't sound good.
That does
ACL you hear a lot, but then also the meniscus. They say, okay, but this is gonna give Pep Guardiola an extra 32 match weeks to find an excuse for something. So I'm sure he's actually pretty happy. He'll be pretty happy with this. You know, he likes to find excuses for everything. Never their fault. It's never their fault.
Never.
Well, they've been getting away with it. I don't blame him. They've been getting away with everything forever. Yeah. But to go to the match, let's just go to the match. Adelia, for goodness sakes. Let's also point out that that Newcastle also didn't have Alexander Isak, and they're not going to have him for a couple of weeks. So, you know, they're missing their top striker. They have to move Anthony Gordon into the striker position and stuff like that. But we'll see how that works out later.
Playing?
No, he's a wide player. So, speaking of wide players, Jack Grealish, nice pass into Gvardiol. Gvardiol playing so far forward here. It's crazy.
He does that from time to time.
Yeah. Nice move. Going left foot to right, finding a bit of space over beside Nick Pope and a defender, curling the ball inside the box to put City ahead. Now, Newcastle is just playing better than than City. Sorry, this week. This was I guess against the run of play, I guess you could say, the score line or whatever going into the second half. But the 10 minutes into the second half, maybe they get something they didn't deserve, because I did not like this penalty at all. I don't know what you thought.
I didn't either.
It's a nice pass by Joe Linton to find Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon has all kinds of space. Ederson goes out to play the ball. Now, Gordon puts the ball wide.
Yeah.
And then, Ederson doesn't touch the ball. But then Gordon, of course, it's Gordon. Anthony Gordon is the biggest diver, the side of a.
Yes, he is.
I was going to say Greg Louganis or something. I couldn't find any more recent divers.
I don't know that I could name a more recent diver. Maybe Tom Daley? Maybe?
Okay.
That's the name I remember from the Olympics this summer. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm too terrible at that stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, he just jumps up in the air, back curled and everything. Oh, and even drags his back foot. He even drags his back foot looking for a call. Yeah, He's not touched.
So looking for this.
He wasn't touched.
No,
he placed it wide. He didn't put it on net. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the penalty call, but they get it, which is a little surprising.
Yeah.
A call against City.
Against City, yeah. It doesn't seem like that happens. What's up, Brendan? How you doing?
Hey, Brendan. And it's Jared Gillette roughing the games. Sorry, Gillett. Sure. And Stuart Atwell on the VAR.
Yeah. Real surprising.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, what would happen if Michael Oliver was in charge of this match?
This would not have been a penalty if Michael Oliver was in charge.
They probably would have given Gordon a yellow.
Yellow for diving.
For diving, for sure. Anyways, Gordon gets to put the ball in the spot, and he levels it. And Newcastle make sure that City goes home unhappy. Only getting 1 point out of this. City drops some points early in the season.
I will say that even though it wasn't a penalty and it shouldn't have been a penalty, I am happy City dropped points.
Well, Castle deserved the win. I'm going to say that they deserved to win the game. It's just
they were the much better team.
Yeah, they were way better. Do you remember? I'm gonna get you to think way back here. Do you remember that Phil Foden was the player of the year last year?
Phil Foden can't come off the bench this year.
He's terrible. He's terrible. He wasn't great last year. I don't know how he wins last year.
No, I don't know how he won last year either. But he was a City player and he scored some big goals, so that must make him the player of the season. He was not the player of the season, and it's clear that Guardiola's like, you're not good enough to play right now. So yeah.
They were just looking to give it to an English player, right? So Holland, misses all those weeks and wins the Golden Boots. It was like, well, isn't that just your choice? If you're gonna pick anyone from City, it's just
it's Holland,
Holland. Like, what are you guys doing? Whatever.
If they wanted an English player,
and he was terrible in the Euros, and he was terrible.
He was terrible in the Euros. If they wanted an English player to give it to last year, Saka or Palmer were better than Foden.
Yes, ridiculous. But you couldn't give it to Palmer when Chelsea's down in 7th.
So give it to Saka then. But no, they gave it to Foden, and I'm forever mad about that now.
Yeah, ridiculous. And he looks weird. I still say he looks like that buddy of Draco Malfoy's from Harry Potter.
He does look like that guy, yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Oh, let's move on to Liverpool. The other side of Liverpool. Everton, Palace. And despite Mark Gay scoring a header to open the scoring, Dwight McNeil comes back with 2. The second half. Everton wins a football match. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure I said it right. Everton wins a football match.
Yeah, amazing that they didn't collapse the way they have the last few times they've taken the lead in a game. But then again, they're playing against Palace, who have not looked good this year at all.
God. What is the matter with these guys? There's the talent's there. Like, is it just that they sold Michael Olise? Like, is that it? Because
I don't know. They're having a hard time incorporating Nketiah.
Yeah.
Eze's not scoring the way he should, although he has had a couple of goals taken off the board that shouldn't have been.
Yeah, that one would have been probably the goal of the year, taken off the board for sure. Yeah, and you start looking at Oliver Glasner, and they look so good finishing off the season last year.
They
and so much
really good last year.
There's just got to be a thing where everything's going to have to come together. They have to get some parts moved out and stuff like that. But they have guys
after 6 games, they're sitting on 3 points. They haven't won a game. It's the 3 draws, and they've scored 5 goals.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a big problem. And it's not like they're defensively bad. Like, I'll say, like, Gay and I can't remember his center back partner have looked very good.
Yeah, I don't know who the center back partner is since they sold Joachim Anderson.
Yeah, they like the goals came from far out, and that one goal from like 20 yards out or whatever from McNeil was a beauty. That was a heck of a goal.
Beautiful goal, yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough. It's tough for Palace. No one's gonna weep for Crystal Palace. I can tell you that. But I wouldn't like to be in Ollie Glasner's shoes right now for sure. I'm just looking up who his defensive partners.
Yeah, it looks like Palace started that game with a back 3 of Maxence Lacroix, Mark Gahey, and Jefferson Lerma.
Yeah. So strange. Strange.
It's very strange.
Oh, well, one team's out of the basement, I guess. One is kind of lingering there. Just lingering.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say it. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to a couple other lingering teams. Brentford at home to West Ham in the London derby that everybody craves every year.
I sometimes forget this is a London derby.
How about this, Adelia? Brian Mbumo scoring 38 seconds in.
He does that a lot.
This is the third match in a row they've scored in the first minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many of those matches they've won?
0.
They haven't won a single one.
Their
Because it's Tom.
defense is a mess.
They only allowed the one goal. These guys should be scoring more. Again, these guys should be scoring more. They're just not putting it together. It's Thomas Susek getting the leveler on in the second half or whatever. Would have been interesting because he was being dragged down by Jared Bowen when he did it. So if he would have missed, I wonder if that would have been to their benefit if he got the call on the spot. But he did the decent thing and scored there, I guess. So it's just a question of what ifs by now.
Suchek was being dragged down by Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I think so.
Their teammates.
Number 6 for number 6 for Brentford.
Number 6 for Brentford.
Yeah, I looked at the wrong number when I did it.
So number 6 for Brentford.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. There is no number 6 in their lineup.
I thought it was number 6. Anyways, he gets brought down.
Number 5 was Ethan Pinnock. It might have been him.
Maybe. He's being brought down like both hands on the shoulders, like on the shirt, and bringing him down. Yeah, it wasn't like a tug, like we'll see later on. But yeah. Oh well, 1-1 score there. These guys are not impressive, I will say. I think
West Ham are worse than they were under David Moyes.
Oh yeah,
I didn't think was something that I would be saying right now.
I think we covered it last week where Moyes said we may be boring, but we win. Now they're just boring. Well, Bowen can't do anything. He looks like a shell of himself. So
yeah, I don't know what's going on with Jared Bowen. They need him to get back to it because there's no one else on that team.
It has been a mess. Yeah, West Ham in 14th spot. I kind of like that. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's about where they deserve to be. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Speaking of honesty, I have for years now mentioned that I am not a huge fan of the Fulham Football Club. I've also mentioned that they should change their name, as there's only one team in Fulham, as you all know.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, though.
No. Might be the other ones changing their name if they have to move stadium. So I don't know if you actually know the law about that. But yeah. Anyways, Fulham gets to go to the City Ground. How is Forest undefeated at this point?
I don't know. It's because they somehow won at Liverpool.
I got more to say about that, too, when we get to that game. But yeah, and Fulham, I think Fulham's look good. I like the way they're attacking forward. I like some of their players they have. And yeah,
it's the Arsenal Academy circa 2016 at Fulham.
That's true. They got an absolute fullback running up the ball with the ball too, and so that doesn't help. It doesn't hurt. Now, this all comes down. Like it's a fairly blah match. Like there really is nothing much. I guess Fulham had the better chances. But Anthony Robinson crosses the ball into the box, and Murillo steps on Andreas Pereira's heel, like a little bit of calf too. John Brooks just says, "Well, keep playing."
Yeah.
But the ball immediately goes out, and sorry, it was John Brooks who was the VAR on that one. I can't remember. Josh Smith, the new kid. Josh Smith rules that the ball should be playing. John Brooks is the one who says, "Look at this! Like, come on! Like for the stuff they give for penalties and stuff, to not call that would be outrageous." So it rightly gets rewarded.
VAR worked in this instance. Shocking.
They were busy. I'll say that this weekend. They were busy with a lot and maybe spent way too much time they shouldn't have. But so Raul Jimenez gets a step up. Raul Jimenez scores. They said it's his 9th goal in his last 10 Premier League starts.
I mean, he doesn't start often, so that could possibly be true.
That's it. But he actually, when he goes in there, he scores. So what are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I don't like about that penalty, though, is he actually stops twice.
Yeah, they let them do that now. They shouldn't, but they do.
I say as soon as you stop, the other guy should be able to run in. Like
Yeah.
maybe not the keeper, but any defensive player. You see him stop, it's like okay, ball. He started moving, balls in play.
Yeah, I don't like the stuttering run-ups and stopping and all of that. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. So
If you slow play it, but you still move, it's fine.
yeah,
But as soon as you start, like your leg does a little twitch or something like that, and if you ever come to a complete stop, it's like the same thing in hockey. You come to a complete stop, it's supposed to be over. So I
yeah,
don't know. It doesn't look good when it's done, but they didn't care. They said, "All right, that's a good goal." And you know what? Nobody else cares either, because at the end of the day, it was just forceful.
yeah. Anthony Robinson's very good.
Yeah, he's good.
Apparently on the radar of Man United and Liverpool.
Well,
I don't know why he'd go to Liverpool.
Liverpool, so he can stay on the bench, and Man United, so he can be misused. Like we haven't seen, like we haven't talked about them yet and stuff like that. But the players they get, what are they doing with them? What are they doing?
Exactly.
Anyways, we'll
Yeah,
get on to it. We'll get on to the good news. The good news, everybody. Chelsea was at home to Brighton. I think I called it our farm team last week. Very much feels like that. So, anyways, 5 words to sum up the match. 4 goals for Cole Palmer. I guess 3 words and 2 names. And he was terrific. First time it's ever been done in the Premier League to score 4 goals and a half. Scores 4 goals in 20 minutes, for goodness sakes. Last week, and I don't want to spend all kinds of time on Chelsea. I spent lots of time on them before. I do have to mention, because I praised him last week with Robert Sanchez, and he delivered an absolute stinker. He was terrible, responsible for both Brighton goals. I don't know what he's doing, trying to run out and punch the ball. If you're going to run out and punch the ball, punch the ball. You can't miss it. Whatever you do, you can't miss it.
He has the odd game where he's really good, and then the rest of the time it's like, why did you guys send Jordy Petrovic out on loan?
And he's been terrific. He's been really good, Jordy Petrovic. So, yeah, looking forward to see what happens if he comes back. But, yeah, just giving the ball away to Baliba was weird. But Chelsea probably should have had 8 goals in this game. They had 3 called back. Another one for Palmer.
Yeah.
One of them for Palmer. Jadon Sancho. The Palmer one, the Sancho one. And by the way, Sancho. Like, we got the Sancho that United paid all the money for. Like Sancho's been fantastic.
He seems to me to be wanting to prove a point to Erik ten Hag.
Yeah, said he sucks.
Yeah.
And he's true blue. He grew up a Blues fan, gets to play for them, and he's showing what he can actually do. But he was also doing it in Germany last year, and we were just saying, oh, it's Germany. Yeah. I think it's just Ten Hag. Like, honestly, at this point, it's just
It's
as I'm going to say, I keep saying I don't want to spend much time. Cole Palmer's first goal, that assist by Nicholas Jackson, might be the most awkward assist we'll see all year.
You're right about that, yeah.
He really run by it and just gonna gotta finally get to it, and the other 2 guys just keep running. Just bad, poor defense, but for Brighton.
Brighton's defense in the first half was terrible.
They were also undefeated going into this match. It's just nuts because they look terrible. And last thing I'm gonna say is that free kick by Cole Palmer. For the hat trick. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Now people are saying about maybe Cole Palmer's pretty good. Jamie Carragher.
I've seen a lot of Man United fans saying to go get Cole Palmer, and I was like, why would he leave Chelsea for Man United?
It's not happening.
Just why?
It's not happening. Not gonna happen. Then I hear Real Madrid and stuff too. It's like, I don't think they can afford him either. No. We're gonna make the money sky high. Like, if you want to give us $200 million for Cole Palmer, sure. Yeah. $200 million. Start. All right. That's all I wanted to talk about Chelsea. I'm just happy. I can't complain about too much other than Sanchez. Oh, and it would have been nice to see Cuco Reyes have that goal going. He was definitely offside. That was the one that was like, oh, that's offside. But yeah, but he was respectful and didn't want to celebrate because he's a Brighton guy. Even though they boo the hell out of him every time he touches the ball, but
Yeah.
he's still respectful. So there you go. Anyways, that's all. We can move on. Where should we go to? North London?
North London, yes.
Let's go to North London. And Martinelli finally scored.
He did.
And also had a pretty nice assist over to Trossard.
He did, yeah. It was a good first half.
Yeah.
We were dominating that game. Second half, I don't know what happened with the two goals.
Second half,
the first goal for Leicester was a deflection off Kai Havertz that took it away from David Raya. Otherwise, I think Raya saves that. The second one was just a nice strike.
It was a wonderful strike.
James Justin getting both goals for Leicester. And then because the Arsenal at the Emirates sometimes turns into the cardiac kids.
Yeah.
They dominated the rest of the second half basically, and then didn't score until the 94th minute.
Yeah, and doing what you guys do is you guys score from set pieces. So
yeah,
a corner and drops to Trossard, and he actually puts it in off Ndidi, who had that nice pass over to Jones for that second goal. So, or sorry, for the first goal. Ooh, it's tough. That was tough.
And then that was rough for Leicester. The Kai Havertz
17 corners you guys had. 17 to none.
We had a ton of corners in this game. And then the Kai Havertz goal in the 99th minute. Because I don't know why there was so much stoppage time in this game, but there was, and we took advantage of it. They immediately ruled it offside, and Kai was like, that came off the defender. That's not offside. He had to tell whoever the referee was that, and then of course they reviewed it and it was a good goal. So we won 4-2. I wasn't particularly thrilled with the defending on the two goals for Leicester, but like whatever.
Yeah, that second goal, not much you can do with that. That was just a let's go.
Yeah,
maybe you should have had somebody out earlier to before the pass, but that would be about it.
Yeah, if somebody out a little earlier. The first goal was just the deflection. Like I think Raya saves it if it's not for the deflection, but
good, yeah. You'd like to think so, or it goes in a different way.
Yeah, it was 85th minute when they took Thomas Partey off and put Ethan Nwaneri on, and he immediately almost scored. That kid looks ready. He's 17. So.
Well, I think he's ready to come in as a sub, but to expect him to come in as a starter right now.
There were some people. I mean, like he can start in the Carabao Cup. He can start in the Carabao Cup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's some people that have been like saying that he should have started against Leicester, and I was like, no. And there were some people saying he should have started today against PSG, and I was like, no, absolutely not. Even though PSG's a mess. But I think that kid's ready to be our like first option off the bench if we need a midfield replacement, and he's showing that. So,
well, after that match, you guys were top of the table.
Yeah, for a minute.
For 90 minutes, 90 plus. Liverpool beats Wolves at the Molyneux. Konate gets that first goal. And that first goal that he gets the header in against the run of play. Wolves were really good in the first half.
Wolves were really good in this game.
Yeah. It was just a well-timed header, good goal or whatever. Second half, Mo Salah has to score because he has an entire net to himself. Nobody else. He puts it 6 feet wide.
Yeah, that was shocking.
That was a jaw dropper for me. I'd say that the chances of that happening again, rare, unless he's like 70 or 80. Then it'd be a little different. So Wolves level it, and maybe a little bit of poor defense here. Maybe a little bit of idling a little bit by Konate. But as the ball goes to the touchline, He's still grabbed by Jacob Brun-Larsen by the shoulders and moved out of the way so Brun-Larsen can get the ball. No call.
No call. No call.
A little surprising. I think everybody else was surprised too when the ball came back in. There's no whistle.
I was surprised, except for who the referee was in this game. Anthony Taylor.
Anthony friggin' Taylor. Anyways, so yeah, it's a bit of a loose ball. Eventually comes to Ryan Nuri. He scores. Two shocking things about this game. First, of course, that Salah goal. Or Salah missing the goal, I should say.
Salah missing the goal, yeah.
And Alisson Becker shaved his beard.
He did. He looked so weird. I was like, who is in goal for Liverpool?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him at all.
Right. Okay. So then we go back. It's 1 minute later, maybe. The ball's basically kicked off, comes down the pitch again. Diogo Jota is grabbed by the shoulder. Who did this one? Nelson Semenyo grabs him by the shoulder. Their feet are kind of together. They go down. This time, the penalty's called. This time he realizes, when you grab somebody, it's actually a foul. Takes him down. I had no problem with this, with him going to the straight to the penalty spot. I thought it was a good call.
Yeah.
I'll give Anthony Taylor shit every day. I do to his face if they'd let me. If I could ever get his address, I'd just write a letter a day till they arrest me. But that was a good call. This time, Mo Salah gets to step up. Mo Salah scores. That's the winner. Poor Wolves.
Yeah.
Maybe deserved better. Maybe not a win. Even though they dominated a lot of this match. They should have had a point out of this, right?
They should have had a point out of this, yeah. I don't think Liverpool are as good as the top of the table.
They go to the top of the table. I was reading the score.ca. They send news updates or whatever to my phone because I'm old. They have a power ranking, the top clubs in Europe. They had Liverpool first.
They're crazy.
They're absolutely mad. In their last 3 games, they beat who? Bournemouth. They lose to Forest, and they barely squeak by Wolves.
Yeah.
The teams they've beaten so far this year, Bournemouth again, I should say. Man U. All right. Brentford. And Ipswich.
Not impressive.
That's your top team in Europe, according to the score. Who are, I guess,
they're crazy.
They're probably run by Jimmy Carragher or something. Who knows? Awful, terrible. Anyways, Liverpool at the top of the table. So that's it for Saturday's matches. We're gonna go to Sunday matches, and we'll start with the less controversial one to start. Ipswich getting to take on Villa at home. And it's another City casualty, Cole Palmer wasn't good enough for City. And I guess they also felt that Liam Delap wasn't good enough for them either. And Ipswich said, okay, we'll take him and he'll be our entire team, thanks. Because he is their entire team.
Ipswich is in real trouble if something happens to Liam Delap.
They're in huge trouble. Luckily, he's in the game for this one. He gets the Tractor Boys on the board in the 8th minute. But Morgan Rogers is going to tie it just 7 minutes later. Ollie Watkins puts Villa up. What is it? I can't even remember what time it was. But anyways, that's in the 32nd
minute.
So that's his 4th goal. But remember, he had no goals for the first 4 games or something like that.
Ollie
Watkins has woken
the last
up.
couple games. Yeah,
he is woken up. Ipswich, I felt, were like, well, they never backed down this. They were in this match the entire game. Had great chances to go ahead. Martinez had to make some good saves, but they couldn't save Liam Delap's chance that, actually, he did the stuff. Well, Liam Delap had one chance or whatever, just go wide. And I'm sure he wants that one back because it looked like he had that half of a
Yeah.
net shooting as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Liam Delap actually does get the second goal. Now, he just has too much space on the left wing. Way too much space to run into the box.
Space, yeah.
And it goes in. He absolutely turns Diego Carlos inside out.
He does.
Yeah, it was like in hockey, they'd say he deked him out of his gitch. Adelia in hockey terms. Anyways, he beats Emi Martinez. So keeps Villa to just a point. Villa could have moved into second spot in the table with this. But instead, they're in fifth spot. You know, behind these guys, by the way. I think we're only 1 point behind you guys at some point. Like much this season's so much. I'm so much happier.
I know you are. I know you. You're much happier. Well, we're not spending 15 minutes with you ranting about Chelsea every episode, so
yes. Yeah. Feels good. Feels good. All right. So what else? You know what else would feel good? This next match would make me feel great if it wasn't for one of the participants. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna go to Old Trafford, and I don't know if this is rock bottom for Eric Ten Hag. They weren't good before the red card. Okay.
No, they were not.
Brendan Rodgers scoring, what was it, 3 minutes in?
Brennan Johnson.
Sir Brendan Johnson, Brendan Rodgers. That would be something.
The manager of Celtic.
Yeah. Quickly puts on his boots again. He used to coach Chelsea as well. So Brendan Johnson, where's his markers? Because he has nobody. There's 4 guys looking for the pass. And he's just in there waiting for it. It's like, okay, well, I'm here. He gets the ball, easily scores. I'm going to say this. You can't put this match on Andre Onana.
No.
He was really good. Especially considering.
So.
Yeah. Especially considered, like, he takes his fair share of crap from people. And he was good. So, well, you keep freezing too. I don't know if that's you or me. I got to keep going. Just in case. Anyways, because I also know you have that, what is it? Midwestern internet that is unreliable at best. All right? Let's keep going. I'm talking by myself. But, okay, now I think you're back.
I'm back. My browser froze. I don't know why, but it decided to freeze.
I blamed it on your Midwestern
the Midwestern internet. It's actually been improved since we've spent $300 on a router system.
Oh,
but, it does still sometimes screw up. So yes.
Well, there you go. Oh, I was just kind of filling time to see if your internet was going to come back, because we're getting to the controversial moment of the match when after United gives the ball away, Bruno Fernandes decides to go tackle James Maddison. They say he slips, but nonetheless, he goes in, studs up on his thigh, gets a straight red card.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, just because he's sent off, straight red card. That doesn't get rescinded by VAR. This is all kinds of people online now, and the commentators and stuff like that. The one color commentator for the match was like, "Oh, I'm not sure, it's close." But the color commentators of Premier League matches are always going to do. They're the most wishy-washy people in the world. Never listen to them. Yeah. But all kinds of pundits outside the actual match agreed. Like, that looks like a penalty to me. For me, it looks red card. Red card. He looks like foul. Like, he slides a little bit, but his foot goes up. And then it looks like he's going to miss Maddison, so he kicks his foot out. And that's what actually makes contact, when he kicks his foot out. How is this rescinded? And how can United complain about anything if they get a red card like that rescinded?
Yeah, they rescinded the red card today. He's not going to miss 3 games like he should. I don't think it was more than a yellow, honestly.
Ooh, okay.
I think James Madison made the absolute most out of that.
Sure.
And I have a problem with the fact that they rescinded it, because like if your referee says it's a red card and your VAR says it's a red card, why is 3 days later or 2 days later it now not a red card? That doesn't make any sense to me.
If it looks like a duck and it smells like a duck, it's not a moose or whatever. I have no idea. That is not a Canadian saying, guys, by the way. I think you're also maybe looking at that through gooner-colored glasses, considering it was a Spur.
I maybe a little bit, but I honestly
I'm just
I've
trying to
yet to
cause
see, I've
shit.
yet to see something that I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand why that's a red card, because I
Yeah.
don't.
Well, tough for Bruno Fernandes. He got sent off. Is this the first time he ever got sent off?
It's the first time he ever got sent off for United, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Anyways, he doesn't miss any time now. So yes, he'll be back to man, that incredible cohesive midfield.
Oh my
for
god,
United.
they're so bad.
They're
How are they
terrible.
still so bad?
Do you remember that they signed Ugarte this year?
I do.
He's done nothing. He's terrible. Matthew's the leap down in the back. Xerxes at least scored for them, and had also scored one that actually took away a goal, which is weird to say, but yeah.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that somebody put out that they have, with rotation, the 3 best center back pairings in the league, and I was like, have you watched your team lately? Because you do not.
It's awful. So second half, just the goals. Kulusevski's goal, it's pretty good. Again, Tottenham are up a man. Dom Solanke gets another one again, and I don't know. Dom Solanke just underwhelming for me as a Spur.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I not saying he shouldn't have left Bournemouth, but he was much better for Bournemouth than he has been for Tottenham.
He was a man in Bournemouth, and now he's part of something that isn't great. It's just not a good team. It's just United was so much worse. Booed off the pitch in the first half could be because of the call still. I'm going to give them a break with that.
Could be.
Certainly, they were booed off the pitch in the second half.
Yeah.
It can't be good.
For sure.
All I have to say is you United fans were the ones clamoring to keep Ten Hag last year. That's on you.
I will also say that all the former United players that are now pundits absolutely lost their minds for the way Arsenal defended with 10 men against Manchester City. But we got a point out of that game after having led most of it. You guys didn't play that way at all. You just kept going forward and trying to get a goal, and you lost 3-0. Where's the like criticism of the tactics about that? There isn't.
Yeah, there's some people now going on about how they weren't good and stuff like that. Maybe Ineos has to look at Ten Hag and stuff like that. It's like, I think it's too late. Yeah, they're not going to make a change now. Anyway,
I don't know who is out there that they would make a change for. I mean, you had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer earlier this last week saying
2 names.
I'd come back if they asked. I'm like, they're not going to ask.
There's 2 names. One's Graham Potter, which is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, yeah.
The other one is Gareth Southgate.
I mean, that I could actually see them doing. Because for some reason, there are people that actually think Gareth Southgate is a good manager.
He's going to teach them defense.
And they've got Villa this weekend.
They're going to get hammered.
They're going to get... I honestly do not... If they had a brain over there, Ten Hag would not last through the international break.
Between the Glazers and this, no, they're not.
I don't think they're not smart. They're definitely not smart. But if they had a brain, they would fire him during the international break, especially if they lose to Villa.
Yeah, I wonder if Mason Mount's dad still considers Old Trafford home.
Oh my god!
I hope he does. I hope you do. Having to come on as a 45th minute sub and getting subbed off again in the 85th.
He's been so bad for them. So bad.
Yeah.
That whole team is a complete and utter mess.
Chelsea offered him the same money, Adelia.
Yeah.
And he still went. because Old Trafford's home, guys. Blah, whatever. Oh, it makes me feel so good to see him so sad. His whole family. Okay.
I just want to wrap this up by saying I don't like the Spurs one, but making fun of United this week has been at least a little bit of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Spurs, they're not a very good team. Again, with that high line, anybody who wants to attack is going to be Spurs this year. Anybody.
Yeah, Spurs are in 8th on 10 points. United's in 13th on 7. The negative goal difference.
They're falling because they ain't winning this coming week either. One other match. We had a Monday match. Bournemouth and Southampton. Just go through some goals here quick because I'm sure no one's been waiting to find out what happened in this match. But Evan, listen, Diego Atara gets a goal and Antoine Semenyo scores in the first half, and that Antoine Semenyo goal was a beauty.
Very nice. Very nice.
Low and hard across the pitch into the far corner. Very nice one. Taylor Harwood Bellis. I just wanted to mention that because I've never said his name before in my entire life. Gets ahead to a Mateus Fernandez cross to take away a clean sheet from Kepa. And so Bournemouth carries get the 3-1 win.
Yeah. I understand why Aaron Ramsdale left, but he left for Southampton, so he basically traded Arsenal and being at the top of the table for probably going to play in the championship next year.
Yeah, he gets to play. He's going to get a lot of exercise fishing the ball out of the back of the net.
Also, my favorite moment of this entire game, because I had no stakes in this game, obviously, was towards the end when the PA announcer announced that the train from Bournemouth back to Southampton had been canceled. Huge cheer from the Bournemouth fans. The Southampton fans that were planning on taking that train back, the next train was at 5 a.m. So they were stuck.
To be a Saints fan this weekend.
They're so bad.
Not great. Okay.
Somehow not bottom of the league though.
Well, they're officially in 19th.
Wolves have a one more and the negative goal difference. Southampton's a -9. Wolves are -10.
Yeah, I still find it weird that I don't know how Leicester's ahead of Palace and over the line, considering everything is even. I thought everything was it's goal scored.
Everything's even. It's goal scored. Leicester scored 8 goals. Crystal Palace has scored 5.
That's what you get for not having any offense, pals. Of course, if they could score goals, they wouldn't be in this predicament. So there you go. Okay. Exactly. This past week, the sleeper numbers. Okay. So you and I and Trevor all got 4 correct. But that lousy Ferris Muthana found another one. He gets 5. He wins the week. Now.
Yeah, I was going to look and see what he chose that we didn't.
I don't know. We can, while you're doing that, we can go through.
Fulham. He chose Fulham. He got Fulham.
That bastard. All right. Gonna go on. The week coming up. We got to start everything off. Palace and Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I went for Liverpool as well. Arsenal. Now, I want you to think this through. No, not just say Arsenal because it's your favorite team. They're facing Southampton. Who do you think?
I'm definitely not just saying Arsenal because it's my favorite team.
Okay.
Arsenal will win that game.
Yeah, I said that as well.
Someone is refereeing that game named Tony Harrington. And I have never heard of this man in my life.
Good.
And I saw a tweet that said the rule is that if you don't know them by name, they are a decent ref. And
exactly. Yeah, you're lucky. All right. Brentford. Poor Brentford. They have to face the mighty Wolves.
I'm going Brentford.
Brentford
at home.
Of course. And Wolves, by the way. Okay. Leicester at the King Power Stadium against Bournemouth. Bournemouth as well. City gets Fulham. This could be an interesting match.
It could be interesting. I'm still going City.
I went City as well. West Ham at home to Ipswich Town.
I'm going draw.
Ooh, I like it. I went for West Ham just at home, but I like that you went for a draw because I considered it as well. Everton at home to Newcastle.
Newcastle should win that.
I said that too. Watch that one's going to be the surprise one, though, right?
It could be.
That's when we're
Everton are just so up and down. You never know what you're going to get.
I say the same thing about Newcastle, but they're
Newcastle
more up
at least,
than down right now.
Yeah, Newcastle at least pull it together more than Everton does.
Yes. Okay. The aforementioned Adelia, Aston Villa versus Manchester United.
Villa.
Yeah, Villa's going to pound them. The good old Lady Chelsea Football Club gets Nottingham Forest at home. So, back-to-back weeks, we have to play either an unbeaten team or a former unbeaten team. Delia.
I still don't know how Forest was unbeaten, but Chelsea should win that one.
Chelsea's going to win.
Yeah.
Especially if Forest tries. But that's the thing. I think we lost to Forest last year at home, didn't we? And I think it's because they just decided to sit back and, clog the box. And we had a hard time breaking through that line. So we'll see. But Chelsea should win. Now, last match, Brighton and Spurs.
Spurs.
Ooh, she goes Spurs. That's the one I went for a draw.
I could see that. Yeah.
You just can't trust Spurs.
No.
Do anything right. Ever. And that's it. That's all we got.
That's all we got. Well, next week I won't be here. I'm going on vacation. It's a working vacation, but it's vacation nonetheless. Not
She's working.
Not that kind of working.
She's working on polishing off that bottle, guys.
Yeah, definitely not that kind of working.
That's me.
But you should be here with our buddy Ferris Muthana.
Ooh. The soothsayer. He's like, what was that guy who was Jimmy the Greek, Ferris the Greek.
Yeah, so the 47 minutes so far of this show will probably be more like an hour and a half next week.
Double it. So it'd be like metric, double it and add 28 or something like
that. But then the international break, and then I'll be back. So,
yeah.
Where can people find you, Snark?
Well, you'll find me again with Ferris next week. We do a show on the entertainment channel called Rewatchers Council. Now, again, you'll be gone for the next couple weeks. So, I have a guest set for next week. For this week, who knows? It'll either be a mystery guest. Maybe I'll do it by myself. Maybe I'll be my own mystery guest. It'd be quite a catch.
Last I knew, Ferris was actually watching Buffy to catch up.
I messaged him, I'll say very recently, and he said he is watching it. And I said, well, don't just keep watching so you forget everything that happens. So try and enjoy it, for goodness sake. So we'll see. But I hope he does, because it'll be great to have Ferris back on the show for the first time since the first season. Unbelievable.
I believe the last time Ferris was on the show was the last time I went out to LA, which was in February.
Gee whiz. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. All right. What else we got? After Snark, I think we are doing a show this weekend. I think it's going to be about
Snark will be watching Buffy alone.
I'm always watching Buffy alone. Brandy. I'll also be talking about it. Oh, I should try and interview myself. Nah, that's not going to work. Will it? Or will it? Anyways, yeah, after Snark, I think this weekend as well with Danny. I think we're talking Doom. But also playoff beards. But for the regular season, I think we're going to do Ryan and I will here on the Highlights Net channel. We're going to do a season preview for the NHL season that's about to start. So we should be doing that next week again while you're gone. And have a nice trip, Adelia.
Thank you very much, Snark. Before I leave on vacation, though, I will be on the Agatha All Along post credits tomorrow night over on the Entertainment Channel. There are links to both channels in the description of this episode. Please subscribe to both of them. We're getting closer to 1,000 on the Entertainment Channel. We're getting closer to 200 here on the Highlights channel. Would really appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in supporting the network, you can buy us a coffee over on our Ko-Fi page. That's ko-fi/LGR_network. $3 a month gets you into our Discord, and there's some higher tiers as well if you want to give us a little bit more support. So check that out. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode. And until next time, we are out of here.